Welcome to episode 6 of our podcast, Her Game, Her Voice, a podcast about women in sports. If you're new here, I'm Mila Wilson.
And I'm Sophie Brogadier.
Last week, we were able to commentate on the girls' varsity lacrosse, which was a special segment for us. That is aired on NCM. It's not aired yet on our YouTube, but it will be up there soon. But for today, let's get into it.
Yeah, so first up today, we're going to talk about the PWHL. And to start off, very current, the playoffs are going on. And shocker to us, the Fleet were eliminated by the Ottawa Charge. They lost in Game 4 of the series. It's a best-of-5 series. They lost 4-3 in double OT, which is heartbreaking.
And the one insane thing about that is also they were down, I think it was by 2 or 3 goals. 2 goals.
They were down 2-0, yeah.
And they were able to come back and tie it. And then they even went ahead. They scored 3 unanswered goals. Mm-hmm. And they were up 3-2, and then unfortunately they lost in double overtime.
Yeah, and Michaela Cava scored for Ottawa pretty quickly into double overtime.
Pretty quickly.
But, yeah
tight 12 seconds into double overtime.
I mean, Erin Frankel, always a wall in the net, 29 saves. But Gwyneth Phillips for Ottawa, she was even stronger. I mean, as you can see from the win, she stopped 43 shots.
43 shots. That's pretty impressive. And you also have to wonder if you're the Fleet, that's probably kind of bugging you.
For sure,
you're only
because
able to get 3 goals on 43 shots.
Yeah, I mean, they had those chances. They just couldn't capitalize on it.
100%.
And Ottawa could. So, credit to them.
Yeah, 100%.
But the Victoire are moving on.
They are moving on. They defeated the Minnesota Frost 2-1 in Game 5 of that series. So, that went as far as it could.
Yeah, I mean, they're the favorites to win, the number 1 seed. And, I mean, Minnesota, it's their 3rd season. It's the first time they've lost in the playoffs.
2-year reign as champions.
Yeah.
So that's been put to an end. And I think we mentioned in a previous episode that the Victoire actually got to pick who they played.
Yes.
And we were kind of commenting on how we found it interesting that it was a choice to pick the team that has won the championship back-to-back. And we've obviously seen that the Victoire knew what they were doing with that choice.
I'm sure there are definitely so many factors that went into that decision, both not only the team's record, but their matchups, players, the advantages they thought they had, and they chose correctly.
Yeah. And then one of my favorite players, Marie-Philippe Plan, scored the winning goal in the 3rd period for that game. Yeah. So and it's going to be their first ever Walter Cup final, so that'll be definitely exciting. And I'm excited to watch it.
I mean, more exciting news on the PWHL.
Very exciting.
Is even more expansion. We already talked about how Denver is going to be the 9th team.
And that's in a couple of years. It's not going to be next year. I'm pretty sure that's in, was it 2 years?
I want to say so. But in more immediate news, there's going to be a Hamilton, Ontario team and a Las Vegas team.
Yes.
That are joining next year.
Next season.
Next season.
And this was just announced, a couple days ago?
A few days ago, I think.
And I'm really excited. And Hamilton is one of the largest areas in the world for women's hockey. So I think that is going to be a really special place. And I think it's good that the PWHL is recognizing these places where women's sports is already on the uprise, because if they capitalize on that, I mean, there's no telling where it could go.
For sure. And I think it's helpful that there isn't as well of a known men's team right there.
100%.
That the women will draw even more fans.
Yeah, they don't need to be competing with anyone.
No.
And that's great. And I also think Las Vegas is a great spot for a team because, I mean, they're one of the largest meccas in the world. Like, they're literally the entertainment there, the coverage there, the sports, just everything there. They're the entertainment mecca for the world.
And even if you're not a Las Vegas fan, it's just a novelty to go to a game in Las Vegas.
So fun.
And so that'll draw its own attention.
100%. And then so next year, there will be 11 PWHL teams, which is really cool. And
so Denver is joining next year.
Denver is joining.
Yes, so there will be 3 teams and an expansion draft, which is somewhat unfortunate for the teams with already established rosters and women that they
100%.
Rely on. But there are a lot of girls coming up.
Yes, there's a great draft class coming up. And the expansion draft plan is not been finalized yet, so that'll be interesting on how they kind of decide who goes to what teams, how they pick from the teams. So that'll be interesting, because I know in the NHL with a couple of the expansion teams, it's always like you can protect players so that they can't get picked, but then the team kind of gets to pick from each team. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, you have 3 teams coming in. Usually with the NHL, it's just kind of 1 per year. So that will definitely be interesting, and we'll certainly keep an eye out for information about that.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to model it off of that NHL.
Yeah.
Like, it would be sensible for them to, because
100%.
it's already an established way of doing it, and it can be applied the same way to their league.
And it works. I mean, it works well.
Right. So we'll have to see about that. And we got one of our favorite teams.
One of our favorite teams, as many of you already know, because we post a lot about them.
Yes, if you follow our Instagram, make sure to check out our day at the game. We made a really cool Instagram reel.
And I actually don't think we've done an episode where we've kind of been able to talk about our experience.
We haven't. It was our first time being in the press box, getting to go on the field as media, going to a press conference. We each asked a question. Which we'll put in this episode, because
100%.
We have to show our own
experience.
Yes.
3 in today's match. How has that offensive push changed the mindset of the team?
Yes. We work very hard on the finishing in training, and the coach told to us we had just to believe, and if we have opportunities to shoot, and we can try and shoot. Today we did. We are just happy for that.
It's hard sometimes because we want to be a team, and sometimes we feel like we can't be selfish because we want to, no one's individual here. We want to make sure everyone has their shot, everyone has their time to shine. But in training, we tell each other, shoot that ball, take it. We're not going to be mad if you make mistakes or if it doesn't go in. We see it today. We do long balls, found the perfect long ball, but the other team can't handle it properly. It gives us a chance to attack. We have to be comfortable taking risks. So it's almost like shifting that mindset that being selfish sometimes is what is needed for the team. And that's just an example of like how much we grow as a team. We are constantly learning about ourselves.
Sophie Brodier. I'm also from Rowan High School, and obviously we've seen that fouling has been somewhat of an issue for your team this season. What are you guys doing to lower that and just minimize the stoppages and fouls?
Fouling is not an issue for us. It's just us. We play hard, and sometimes the refs don't like that. But we don't view it as an issue. Obviously, there's a time and place where sometimes you have to be smarter, but we won't know that if we don't make the mistake. We'd rather be a team that goes hard and then have to learn the hard way than just not see what we're capable of. So I think that fouling is what makes teams not want to play us. So we're going to keep going. We're going to keep getting after it. We're not scared of it.
That was amazing for us. Again, we're going to keep emphasizing this. As high school journalists, to be able to have that professional experience.
To be able to ask professional women's sports players and their coach questions and just be sitting in on an interview. It's special.
Yeah, it was very special. And I mean, we were talking about this at the game. Like, if we're going to make mistakes or not know where to go or what exactly to do, now is the time before we are established in the industry and have a job that we are doing this for, rather than high school students who are doing a passion
100%
podcast.
I don't know, it was the whole day was just so fun. Like, we started off, we were driving there.
It was fun
on our outfits.
Until I had to run back to the car for you.
I was just going to bring that up. I did. Well, okay, in my defense, we were leaving your car and I go, am I forgetting something? You're like, no, you have everything. And then we were getting to the checkpoint because you have to use your IDs in order to get your credential. And Sophie's like, you need your ID. And I was like, oh my God, I don't have my wallet. And then she ran back to the car for me in heels because she was the one who was faster in the heels than I was.
It's true.
She made it in record time.
I ran that.
And I got your workout in for the day. So you're welcome.
True. I do still have lasting blisters, but
I do too.
That's okay. Well, I had just assumed that you had your ID because I keep mine on my phone, just like in my phone wallet.
I don't have a phone wallet.
Yeah, but I didn't think about that. So I just assumed you knew to take it.
Anyways, it was a really great experience. I mean, we had so much fun, and our view was great from the press box. I mean, I've never been up there. I think you had mentioned that you had been because of your dad, but it was so cool to be sitting in with people who were doing their job. And we were just able to sit there and observe. And I remember we were talking about the people in front of us. We were like, who are they? Like, what are they doing? It was so fun.
We sat there and observed. And we're scared to talk.
We were scared to talk.
Because it was very silent. Everyone was typing on their computers or doing their own work. and we didn't want to be rude.
It was dead silent.
It was
dead
silent. And then we got food in the second
and
half.
And then we got
food,
and then like Sophie was munching her way through. And, like
I was munching.
You were crinkling the box, and I was like, oh my god, they probably think we're so like we're these 18-year-old kids who like just brought chicken tenders into the press box. I was like, what is happening? But anyways, we need to get off of our rant. Anyway, Legacy got their second win on Tuesday night against Orlando, which when we went to the first game, which was not, we didn't do any coverage on it, we were kind of just getting experience. They, I'm pretty sure, lost. Did they lose to Orlando? Or am I totally missing?
No,
they didn't play Orlando.
They played San Diego.
San Diego. Sorry, they have the same colors. I think they do. But second win in a row, both at home. We were there for their first win at home of the season. So it's pretty cool to see that they're heading in the right direction. And I know that when we were at the press conference, their coach was mentioning how they were not going to be done. They had worked for this, celebrate it, but it was their goal to keep getting better and better. And clearly they are.
For sure. It was like celebrate, live in the moment, but also we're back to work the next day. Getting more wins, as we see from this one. And I feel like it's going to be interesting to see how they fare on the road now. They have this momentum. They have the wins. But then again, you're going to another team's stadium and playing against their home crowd.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then Utah Royals, the longest undefeated streak in franchise history. 7 games. That's impressive.
They've only played.
And they haven't played a lot.
They haven't played many more than 7 this season.
They haven't. So it'll be interesting to see if they can keep that up. And then 2 of my professional women's sports or soccer player favorites, Tobin Heath and Heather O'Reilly, are going to be joining the National Soccer Hall of Fame, which is pretty cool.
I mean, they were like our OG role models.
They were the people I grew up watching.
Yes, we grew up watching the Megan Rapinos, Alex Morgan, Rose Lavelle,
Kristen Press,
Tobin Heath, and Heather O'Reilly. Like, they were our role models as kids.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool, but also sad to see that like their kind of era is coming to an end. I mean, Alex Morgan is already retired.
I mean, some of the women playing now were not much older than us.
No, which is both impressive but also humbling.
Right.
At the same time. Like when you're watching the Olympics and there's someone who's 16 and you're like, oh.
And then it's like, oh, Alex Morgan has 3 kids and is no longer a soccer. Yes, she's going to have a third. But
I did have her full uniform.
I read her book series.
Me too. And I watched the movie she was in.
And the show. The Kicks.
Yes, I love that
God,
show.
My absolute favorite. I was so sad there was not a season 2 of that show.
Going off of soccer, I also think we need to talk about March Madness.
Going off of soccer, completely different.
I know, I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying. Going off of soccer, though, transitioning. Oh my god.
My apologies.
This is really not nice. Going off of, like, going to. We're gonna be cutting that. All right. Talking about March Madness, we're in a jolly good mood today. The men's and the women's team, like the bracket, is expanding.
So before we talk about it, I just want to say I don't like it.
Oh.
I don't like this at all.
See, me and Sophie had not talked about this point before, so
raw reactions.
So
here.
Wow.
See,
really
I had known this was happening. I sent you an Instagram post about it, and I was like, we need to talk about this on the podcast.
Thought she'd be excited. She loves basketball.
Yes, I do. However, I think that you need to be a good team to make March Madness. And expanding 8 more teams just lowers the bar that you need to be to make it. Yeah. I like that right now you have to be top 25. You have to win your conference in order to make it if you're a lesser known team. And this just opens the playing field. Yes, it's including more teams, but I think it's lowering the overall level of competition for both the men and the women.
I can see that. I mean, I definitely think because it's 64 teams narrowed down to the opening round, but I can see where that definitely kind of can alter the type of competition. But I think once you get down like into further into the rounds, you're getting what the original March Madness bracket would have been. But you also have to think, I mean, how does that affect the season and the schedule? I mean, I know that it's not going to alter the traditional schedule, but you have to think, are they playing more games? How are they scheduling that? Are they going to be back to back? Like, how do you go for longer? Because they always end the same kind of weekend.
Yeah, the first weekend when it is those extra teams, I'm a little curious about. I do like that it will stay as the traditional format once you're down to the 64.
Yes, I like that. But it'll be interesting to see how.
And I wonder how teams who are on the cusp of making the tournament will respond, like the season before when making their schedules. Will they intentionally schedule more games? Yeah. Will they try to increase their strength of schedule? how's that going to play out?
And also, something that's coming up, Roland Garros, the French Open, is going to be starting May 24th. But I think something that is kind of more of topic that we should be talking about is that 2 women's stars, Aryna Sabalenka and Coco Gauff, are threatening to boycott the French Open, along with many other players.
Yeah, so this is like a huge pressing issue in women's sports.
Issue.
Because those are 2 of the best players in the world for women.
100%.
I mean, Coco beat Sabalenka. Whoa, I fully just butchered her name.
Hey, that's okay.
Sabalenka. I know how to say it, and
You're
really
good.
just rushed through it.
It's a strange Thursday. I don't even know what day it is. No, you're good.
Yeah, but Coco Gauff beat Sabalenka in the French Open last year.
Yes.
And so those are the 2 of the biggest names in women's tennis.
I mean, Sabalenka's number 1 right now.
Yeah, she's projected to win, and they're leading the charge to boycott the French Open.
Yeah.
And this boycott is about pay. Because
yes.
They right now are making less than 15% of the French Open or the Paris Grand Slam's total revenue, which
is ridiculous.
And it's far less than female tennis players are making at both the U.S. Open and the Australian Open. And it's one of the Grand Slam matches.
Yes. And
so
they should be making the same amount of money that the men make. 100%. I mean, I think I understand that the genetics are different and the way they play the game is different. I mean, they play a different amount of games in total in these competitions. I understand that. But at the end of the day, they're professional athletes who are doing the same training, who are putting the same effort in. They're putting the same amount of money in. I mean, to be a professional tennis player, you're starting at, age 5? Yeah. And you're having private lessons. I mean, your family puts the effort in, no matter if you're a male or a female. And I think if you're at this level, I mean, Sabalenka and even Coco Gauff at a young age, they were proving that they were here to stay and that they were at the top of the tennis world. So the fact that these 2 stars are not being paid to what they are producing, I mean, also you have to think about the amount of viewers that they bring. I mean, people are tuning in to watch them play.
For sure.
And I think at a time when women's sports is rising, they should be getting the pay they deserve.
I'm also not sure the exact numbers on how many fans attend men's tennis matches versus women's, but I don't think it's all that different.
I don't think it's all that different. I think people who love tennis.
Especially at these large scale matches, it's not going to be that big of a margin of a difference.
No. And there is one more thing I want to bring up. My dad had actually sent me this. He's so cute. He loves the podcast.
He mentioned to us.
Yes, he was so mad that I hadn't brought it up. But we should talk about Shiloh Sanders, the brother of Brown's quarterback.
Ending on a bad note, honestly.
Yeah, Shedeur Sanders created a stir in recent news by making quite the misogynist remark about longtime Browns reporter Mary Kate Cabot. And it was not followed by an apology whatsoever, but instead kind of followed by an explanation that, quite honestly, made it 10 times worse.
And on the one hand, yes, Mary Kay Cabot did not make a good comment. She was stirring the pot. She was trying to mix things up. But
also, as a reporter, that is her job.
Yes, 100%. I'm not saying she should not have made the comment.
I'm just saying,
yes, she was intentionally trying to get a draw out of them.
Yes.
Trying to stir the pot. And he
decided to go tell her, and I quote, "Go make a sandwich," after she said that Deshaun Watson should be QB1.
Yeah, so...
And then, let me just continue. Browns coach, Tom Monken, said that, I quote, "That's a man making a comment on social media. That's someone reporting something they believe. That's their opinion. Fine. It's not my opinion. I didn't say that."
So...
I'm going to let you take over this one because this one just gets me riled up.
I'm going to think about what I'm going to say on this.
You got to be careful.
Yes, I think, first of all, there should have been an apology. Whether or not they think they said it, just apologize.
Yes.
You can, in your mind.
You didn't
say it. However, there needs to be an apology. Say, from the organization, honestly.
It doesn't need to be from the players, from the organization. Address it.
If the player doesn't want to address it, that's one thing.
Yes.
But the organization needs to represent its players, needs to represent its coach, and needs to continue to have good relations with the media.
And I also think what was worse was what the coach said. Because Monken, instead, he didn't need to comment on it. I mean, obviously he was asked about it and it was brought up in a conference. Right. But you can just say no comment. You can just say our organization doesn't agree with his words. Instead, he decided to kind of back him up and was basically like, well, I didn't say it, so it's fine. Yeah. And it's his opinion. But as a professional athlete, you have a platform. People are watching what you say, watching what you do. There are young girls and boys who probably look up to him. And so if they're seeing that you're able to make remarks about someone just as a joke and you can kind of pass it off just because, oh, you're a professional sports player, I told a woman to go make a sandwich, it's fine. No, it's not. And obviously it's not the worst possible thing that can be said. No. But it's just what comes behind it, and women are doing so well.
You would never tell a man to go make a sandwich.
No. And it's just, like, I understand many people will say it's a joke, but when women are trying to rise in this industry, and like us, we're trying to make a name for ourselves, we're going into something that we love, it's very disappointing when you see yet again.
It's just degrading.
It's something just degrading women because we belong in the industry, and no matter what she said,
we are working to be in the industry. It is not handed to us.
Not handed to us.
She, I'm sure, I don't know much about her, but I'm sure she has worked her way up.
100%.
She has made her place.
She's a long-time reporter for them.
And she has earned her right to be in that locker room, to be doing that interview. Yes. And a seemingly harmless joke
goes a long way.
Hurts.
It hurts.
Yes.
It definitely does.
Well,
we ended on a very strong note, but it's important to talk about. I mean, that's the point of our podcast. We're highlighting both the positives and the negatives about women in sports. But yeah.
Yes, we have some exciting interviews coming up the next 2 weeks.
Yes, we're going to be very busy.
Very busy. I was graduating. We're getting ready for that.
This is actually our last ever episode for me being in high school. I will be back, though. I'm coming in because I'm very dedicated. So I will be in, because Sophie is still, unfortunately, in school.
Yes, and we're working on a plan to continue next year.
Yes.
Not finalized yet, but
stay tuned.
You will see the two of us again.
We will be back. We're not going anywhere anytime.
Yes, so we'll have 2 more episodes this year.
Yeah.
Take a little break for summer and be back in the fall.
Thanks for watching.